As we noted, though, that for at least 20 families, well, it was a very violent weekend. 20 were shot, 1 killed. Among those shot, a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. So think about that. 20 shot. It sounds an awful lot like a mass shooting. As we pointed out, last weekend's chaos didn't get much coverage, nor did the 20 shot in Chicago this weekend. It's been an ongoing theme here on the program, going back to the Highland Park shootings last July 4th. In just 9 cities during 2021, roughly 66 times the number of kids died in gun violence that year versus the average number of kids killed at school. 66 times. The kids who died are almost always minorities, and they die on the south side of Chicago or the north side of St. Louis. Yet when you have 3 kids die in a week in Chicago, there is absolutely nothing even said or brought up about the problems of crime on the south side of Chicago. Liberal comedian Bill Maher, well, he finally got on the bandwagon on Friday.
Like Chicago, like most of the shootings are young black men killing other young black men. Is that not correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Why aren't there, 100 giant black celebrities who would have the respect of those people saying, what are you doing to yourselves? Why are you killing each other?
At least since Friday, 100 major black celebrities have not heeded Bill Maher's request or calling and come out to talk about this. Of course, it's not just guns and it's not just black kids dying. Crime in general kills, and it mostly affects, well, the poorest and the least fortunate among us. Take the latest case out of Chicago. A pair of teens driving a stolen car allegedly crashed and killed an infant. His name is Christian Yavita. They are only charged. The 2 teens who drove a stolen car and crashed into a young family and killed a baby are only charged with criminal trespassing. And of course, they weren't the only kids committing crimes. From CWB Chicago, carjacker was on electronic monitoring for a gun case and on juvenile parole for carjacking. That's according to prosecutors. Police evidently used GPS data from his ankle monitor as evidence. That speaks to the issue of prosecutors who believe in letting all but the worst of the worst out on bail. Kim Foxx in Chicago and Kim Gardner in St. Louis. And unsurprisingly, the softer on crime as a prosecutor gets elected, the more career prosecutors want to leave the office. It's very simple. Elect somebody who's soft on crime, and the real prosecutors, the assistant district attorneys who you see on Law and Order who do the hard work every day, they leave. That's true in Chicago. It's also true in St. Louis. Here's the notoriously liberal St. Louis Post-Dispatch editorializing against Kim Gardner. The embarrassment she poses to St. Louis isn't really the point anymore, even if that embarrassment is now the subject of national headlines. The bigger issue is that criminals are now at high risk of walking free for lack of someone competent in the courtroom to prosecute them. In some cases, there's a lack of anyone in the courtroom, competent or not, to prosecute them. Carla Smith's here. Her mother was murdered in St. Louis last year. A jury acquitted the suspect, who has a long history of violence, in another murder back in 2018. But we start with Chicago Alderman Raymond Lopez about the violent weekend in his city this week. All right. If you listen to the Chicago police, right, they suddenly have got their act together. They deployed hundreds of officers, and that is why things were, at least in terms of riots and looting, calmer in Chicago. Fair assessment?
I think that is a very fair assessment, Leland, and the fact that it was 42 degrees out also played a major role and speaks volumes to the fact that, praying for cold weather, snow, and ice is the only consistent crime strategy we have under Lori Lightfoot right now.
All right, so you've got Lori Lightfoot, Brandon Johnson, who, interestingly enough, was elected to replace Lori Lightfoot on the issue of crime, because everybody's so fed up with crime, and Brandon Johnson is more liberal and more progressive than Lori Lightfoot. But here is Lori Lightfoot talking about Democrats needing to address crime. Take a listen.
As Democrats, if we do not speak the truth about violent crime in our city, we will be the worst for it.
I'm just wondering if you, and I know everybody has their own truths these days, if her version of the truth and your version of the truth are the same thing.
Well, I think it's interesting that, you know, what she looked like she was about to say is that if Democrats don't speak truth, you will lose. Not you will be worse for it, but you will lose. And you saw the other mayors nodding in agreement.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.